Okay, well, hi, how are you doing? I've had a long fucking day. My knee's been pain. I saw the doctor yesterday. Um, I've been trying to keep myself under control, but today I can't fucking believe what the Democrats just did. God damn it! Fuck.
Isn't that something?
Hi, T. I mean, it's like they don't live in the world we live in. They believe it's 1975. They believe that the Republicans are some kind of political party, not a fucking cult. I don't I don't know what to say or do anymore. I
I don't know
mean,
if
they
there's
knew what
much.
was coming. They knew this CR cuts Medicaid. This CR is a disaster and they're worrying about shutting the government down. The government shut down
They
due
still
to
need.
that.
Excuse me. They still need five more.
They'll get five more.
You think so?
There are five more pussies in that place. I'm sorry. They are. They are fucking worthless.
Wow.
Absolutely fucking worthless. He's not. They're so afraid they're going to get blamed. No, they're not. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never. This is just. I'm. Wow. Just
Well,
wow. I mean,
what?
I don't know what to say right now, man.
Well, Here's what I heard today when I was out making calls on Bloomberg Radio. They were talking about there's a guy. I don't know if they even mentioned his name. Like if the Democrats shut it down, this guy can get with Elon Musk and they can just push whatever they want. So that was one of the reasons why they didn't want to do it, shut it down, because then they could push whatever agenda they wanted.
Well, how? That makes no sense to me. There's still a government.
Exactly. And Elon is not
I
an
mean,
elected official.
yeah, but you can't push it through if there's no government to push through. You can't fire people or do stuff if the government's shut down.
And I saw
Does that
another
make
video
sense?
about the, yeah, it does. But I saw another video about it today when I got home saying the same thing. So I don't know what they mean by that, but I don't know. It's a new one for me.
I mean, I don't. I mean, you can do. They are just. I've never seen. I mean, I saw Rick Wilson on the from Lincoln Project. You know, he's the one that alerted it to me. I hadn't heard about it. I saw it just 5 minutes ago, and then I looked it up, and I saw he was in their lunch meeting telling the other senators this is what he thinks we should do. I heard he got pretty heated in there, but he probably convinced enough of them. You got Fetterman already rolling over like a pig. I
Yeah, he
mean,
said
I don't.
he rolled over first.
He's been rolling over like a pig forever already.
Yeah, he rolled over and then
He
Schumer came right behind him.
and I don't know.
LA.
I mean, what is the thinking? It doesn't make sense to me because you just had the Republicans. I'm going to give the Republicans credit. They got into the House people and snapped the whip on them. They all agreed to it except for one. And Mike Massey has a fucking bone to pick with everybody because of what happened to his intelligence chairmanship.
Yep.
But man, that one Democrat, when he voted yes, you knew that was not a good sign. I give the House Democrats credit. All of them, except for the one, stood against it. But they got Trump and Johnson got all the Republicans to agree to it, which surprised me. But when it went into the Senate, it just set up to say no. They're debating it. And there's nothing to debate. This is not going to help the American people. It's going to basically solidify Trump's power. They didn't push back. Hi, guys. Sorry, Rebecca, Jules, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Sorry, I don't like this like format where I have to like click on myself and then try to unmute and mute. It's hard to navigate.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No,
I
it's not
think
your fault.
I think it was my fault. I was listening to music and then I saw that Will was live and so I turned it off. Sorry about that.
Oh, look, it's
And I'll be
TJ.
honest, guys, I was not going to be here because, like I said in my last video, my knees are killing me. I haven't had a good day. I took the day of work just to kind of reset, and I saw that, so it got alerted to me if you came late because the Lincoln Project's Rick Wilson popped up on my YouTube feed, and he went off on Chuck Schumer. You think I'm bad? You should hear what he said. Oh my God, on point. But I'm nothing compared to him. And then I looked it up to make sure, I was seeing things. And yup, Chucky went into the meeting today with the other fellow Democrats and pushed it, saying that, hey, it's shutting down the government is better than CR. Shutting the government, voting for the CR doesn't make them blame us. And then he went on the Senate floor and repeated it.
But
And I have no idea. They're like totally clueless of what the fuck's going on out here. I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, I'm fucking gonna rip up my Democratic card. I'm done with these people right now. I'm done. I'm fucking finished.
I'm sure you guys do too, but I get email after email after email about, hey, we really need your help. Donate to the Democratic Party. No, motherfuckers, I'm not donating to you. I gave
Yeah,
everything
because you're
I
not
had
doing
to
shit
Kamala.
for us.
Fuck, what are you doing? Yeah.
Are they doing anything about the two elections coming up April? Are they putting any money down there?
That's
Yes.
where
Because
that's
that
who
could
I'm.
change the
That's who
House.
I'm
Are they doing
donating to.
anything?
Yeah, they're doing that.
That's who I'm donating
Are
to.
they?
I donate personally
Yeah.
to Josh Wheel and like those special elections. That's who I'm donating to.
And TJ
Yeah.
and Rebecca, do something about your fucking senator. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh God, I wish
My
we could.
senators,
Jesus.
my senators in Georgia are hardcore, and they're not buying this shit. They've been fighting. What the hell happened to John Fetterman?
You know what?
Please.
You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up is we supported him to get him elected. We know him personally, have saw him personally. I have many pictures of us with him. Like, and the fucked up thing is that like he had his little, his medical issues, and then he had his mental issues, and we all supported him through all of that. Like he was out for like how long, and we supported him wholeheartedly through all of that, and now this bullshit.
I mean,
And at first,
I know
was
strokes
like,
can
well,
affect
maybe-
your brain, but shit.
I know, but at first I thought maybe, wow, he's just trying to make nicey nice so that he can get things accomplished, because otherwise there's no way that things are going to get accomplished. And I thought maybe that, but no, he's fucking hardcore fucking wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't even know what to say.
He's the male version of Christian cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this CR? They keep saying it's the same ones the Democrat pushed through
But-
years ago. Is this the same one?
It's not. They're lying to you.
I didn't
What they
think
did is all the budget cuts that were in that blueprint is in that CR, including the $860 billion removal of Medicaid.
Yep. I knew
Democrats
it
are
was more smoke
voting
and mirrors
for
than that.
removing Medicaid.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. It's there. All the cuts are in there. And Hakeem Jeffries said, and he stood his ground. I'll give him credit. And he stood his ground. I'll give him credit. We're not going to sign a CR that's not clean. In other words, we go back to where it was, and we want those cuts replaced back from that Doge did. And he stood his ground, except for one motherfucker in Maine. He's going to pay that price.
What do you think about that
and
1 month CR
Right.
that they're opposing?
the 1 month?
Yeah, the Democrats
That
are
the-
proposing a 1
Hey,
month.
that's fine. I mean, if they agree to it, I have no problem with it. If it's the same CR, gives us Trump's on the run. Let's be clear, everybody. Shit's coming from left and right, out in the country, outside the country. Okay, I'm going to say this as I drove to the doctor yesterday through Georgia, from where I live in Atlanta to Middle Georgia. I still saw Trump signs. Okay, now that's what they do because they're always campaigning. What I've noticed, though, they're new Trump signs. They keep replacing the Trump signs. And in my mind is that they keep trying to convince themselves everything's okay. MAGA is on a death rattle if we step on its fucking neck. If we
You know
step
what?
on its neck.
Let them spend their fucking money they don't have on those fucking signs. Go right ahead. Keep updating them, and they cost them
Yeah.
sure about as much as eggs right now.
Well, Trump spent my money in the past 5 weeks, so that's all good.
Yeah, me too. I refuse to look at my
Um,
401k.
I
can't.
I opened my retirement portfolio today. I lost $30,000 in 5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Now,
can't look at
and-
mine. I can't.
And let's go back on. We're running on the economic. We're on an economic theme here. The market dropped another 500 points.
Yep.
It's now in the correction stage. You know what that means? That means everything that's been gained for the last 48 fucking months has gone the way of the dodo.
Yep.
The
I lost-
way of the dodo.
I had 43 months of increase in my portfolio, and it's all wiped out. Every bit of it.
Hey guys, there's somebody I've never heard of here. Who are you?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
Mike.
it's me.
I don't think we can trust this guest.
No, I wouldn't trust him.
Just don't mention Gary.
Don't mention what?
Gary, Indiana.
Fuck does that mean? Anyway, I only have a few minutes because I got to record something at 9 o'clock with a
gotcha.
guest on the regular podcast, and I'm not. You guys got more than enough to talk about. I just want to say a couple things. First of all, you all seem surprised that the Democrats fucked you on this deal. We should not be surprised.
I'm not
Here's
surprised.
the thing.
I'm not at all surprised. That's why I'm not looking.
We the people of this country are fighting two opponents. We're fighting the Republicans and the Democrats because the Democrats are part and parcel for why we are where we are because they've been weak, they've been pussy ass bitches, and what we're doing right now with these protests and these town halls that some Democrats are putting on. We've got a huge veterans protest tomorrow in D.C. and every one of the 50 states. Our friend Old Soul is working with her brother, who's a veteran, who I think they're going to be in D.C. for that thing. I think what we've got to do is we've got to just overwhelm them with attention and protest and continue to drop, make sure Elon Musk goes bust. That's all we can really do right now. We can't count on Democrats. We've known that since the election.
Hey,
Yep.
you know what? You know what? I picked up on something, and there's a lot of boycotts that go on. Like even the Trumplafucks try it. They try like to shoot up cases of Bud Light because it's woke or whatever the fuck dumb thing that they do.
They buy the Bud Light. Stupid. But
Right,
Go ahead.
right. So, but I noticed something, and you guys can think about this: is that when we have an issue in this country and we boycott something, it's kind of like half-ass effective, right? It kind of like okay, like it puts a little dent in profits or whatever. But when we rally the world to do something, that changes fucking everything.
Like
Because
Tesla sales?
Tesla is fucking dying because the rest of the world said fuck Elon Musk.
Yep, it's called
So,
momentum.
so what my point is that I think that if we could rally the world on more issues and get the world to be behind us, we could change things in the arena in a big way.
Well, so somebody pointed out something that's interesting. Like I say, I'm not going to stay very long because you guys got plenty to talk about. But Elon Musk should be the target. Tesla is
Yes.
dying on the vine, and it's getting worse every day. I heard a report coming out that Elon Musk is so emotional about this. He's been in some situations where he's actually weeping or crying, which I would love
Weeping,
to see.
crying.
Good.
But here's
I
why
think that's
Elon
his
Musk
ketamine,
is.
but go ahead.
Yeah, it could be. But this is why it's so important. Elon Musk goes bust on Tesla. He loses a lot of shit because everything he has, whether it be SpaceX or Twitter, it's all leveraged based on Tesla stock.
Exactly.
And if Tesla stock isn't worth anything, they're going to call those things and repo his shit. And this is why he's so upset about it. That's why Donald Trump did this car commercial, hoping that that would help. It didn't fucking help.
No.
It's going to continue to dive.
That
and,
was-
and when that's done, but here's where the positive thing is. When Elon goes down, Elon is behind a lot of elections. Like there's a Supreme Court election in Wisconsin on April 1st. He's pouring money into that. When he can no longer do that, that's what's going to help us get these Republicans to lose.
Right.
When he runs out of money or position to do it, then we will be able to beat these people with no problem.
Right, and that's why I say if we could rally the world on things all the time,
Yes.
not just America, but if we could rally the European Union and rally some other countries to be with our cause, we could change everything.
They're kind of doing it now, TJ, with the tariffs and the isolation of the United States. Because every time they say something like Canadians do, it's not. This is not about the American people. This is about Trump. They
Right.
know what's
Yeah.
going on. I mean, the Canadians now, their term is a hockey term, elbows up. They're not kidding. And the Europeans aren't taking our shit anymore.
Right.
And Trump is whining like a little whining bitch because he knows they're not afraid of him.
Yep,
And
I
they keep
agree.
saying this is not about the American people, it's about Trump. Now it's our problem.
Yeah, it's.
We
I
gotta
think,
unfuck it.
we have to target Musk. I agree with that 100%. Once he's out of the picture, we're good.
Right.
Well, if there was ever a time to rally the world, now's the time. Because
Exactly.
everybody hates Donald Trump. Everybody hates Elon Musk. So
Yeah.
we need to forget about the Democrats because they're worthless to us. We need to whip this shit up and tear it all down if we have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Did you
actually,
hear John Larson yesterday?
who?
I'm sorry?
T?
John Larson. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bill, once that guy gets riled up like that, we can build the momentum.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
I apologize. Who's John Larson? I'm sorry. Me being dumb.
He's a representative who went off in Congress and had this pretty lengthy speech just ripping apart Trump and Republicans. I would check YouTube.
Yeah.
It was pretty impassioned and it was pretty good.
He's on the Ways and Means Committee, and he
Oh,
basically
okay.
and he basically said, if I'll sum it up real quick. He basically said, if what Elon Musk is doing is so great, why the fuck isn't he here answering questions? Because the Republicans refuse to ask him to come into the Ways and Means Committee. And they're right. They're absolutely right. Like, what if Elon Musk, if Doge is doing all this stuff that's so above board and saving the country so much money and cutting the waste and fraud, right? If it's so above board, why isn't Elon Musk coming there to show everyone his accomplishments? Why isn't he doing
Exactly.
that? And that's what he was pointing out. Because it's a fucking lie.
Yep. And I don't want that.
I
heat.
tell you what-
Go ahead.
I tell you what, guys,
sorry,
I'm going to
Mike.
drop out now because I got to get prepared for this other podcast I'm going to do. But thank you for letting me join in. And
Who's your guest,
Thank you,
Mike?
Mike.
Who's your guest?
it's a new guy. His name is Rick. I don't know that we've had him on before. It's kind of interesting. The other thing I will tell folks too, I've never planned a live. I've never set a date when I'm going to do a live. I just kind of do it when I can do it and when TJ and Rebecca are available. But I am doing one tomorrow at 9:30 Central Time here on TikTok. So be sure to
Okay.
join us for that.
Yeah, we're there.
All right. All right. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Keep
you,
it up,
Mike, for
man.
popping in. I appreciate you, sir. Okay, well, we got rid of that guest. Thank God. Anyway, that being said. No, it's good for him to pop in. Because I reached out to him if he was going to do a live. I didn't want to get in his way because I was doing that because I was pissed. And so I wouldn't have done this, but I just know. And he's right. But the thing about the Democratic Party, they're going to have to go in there and someone's got to do an intervention for the Democratic Party. Okay? They are drug addicts. They're hooked on the past. They're hooked on this bipartisanship. Their idea of bipartisanship, to me, is appeasement. You're giving them what they want, so everything's okay. And like I said in my last video, Neville Chamberlain did that. How did that work out for him?
We're not
And so
fighting that same fight, and there's no diplomatic freaking like
No,
rule here.
you
Like
just got
we're not.
their job right
hey,
now.
JD.
The Democrats' job right now is to be a fucking stone wall.
Rick Wilson put it succinctly today when he was doing his rant that brought this live to fruition. He said if this was Mitch McConnell during the Obama years, he would have stood like a stone wall and told you all to go fuck yourselves.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I'm
all day
paraphrasing.
long.
But that's the thing. The Democrats think obstruction is a bad thing. It is under like what Mitch McConnell did because what Obama was presenting and what Biden was presenting was helpful. But now it's chaos and insanity, and you have the gall to sit there that a shutdown of the government is better than a CR that removes all the Medicaid. Tell me where I'm losing my logic here. Where's that fitting?
There's a time and a place for everything, and now is not the time and a place for diplomacy. It's the time and a place for freaking fight the fuck.
Did you see?
It's
Oh nuts!
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the Trump Tower protest?
Yes.
And I want to make a note of that. Okay, it's against and please, I keep forgetting the Palestinian's name. Do you guys know the guy who's been arrested has now been vanished? Someone look it up for me real quick. I apologize. So here's the thing. The people that were protesting that were all Jewish activists. It was not about Palestine. It was about his rights, his due process. Khalil, thank you, Rebecca. His due process. That is wrong. That was a threat to everyone's due process, what they did. They made up a crime. They made up a crime and arrested him for no reason without due process. They took away his habeas corpus. They took away all of it in one fell swoop. And everyone just shrugged at the time.
Him being on a green card, he's afforded the same rights as every American citizen. And the triple fucks.
Even if you're not on a green card, you're afforded that under the Constitution.
Yeah, well, all the triple fucks are saying, "Oh, he's not a citizen. It doesn't matter." Yeah, the fuck it does. He has a green card. He has every right. He has every right that any other citizen under the Constitution has.
And he committed no crime. And if you're calling him a supporter of Hamas, let me just say really easy for you guys. Listen to my words. Prove it in fucking court. Innocent until proven guilty. You want to arrest him for the Trump charge? Fine. But he gets a hearing, he gets a defense attorney, and you prove it in fucking court. They didn't. They just took him like it was fucking Argentina in the 70s and vanished him. That was like, I stood there and go, I don't give a fuck what he says at that point. You just threatened my rights. Everybody's rights in this room right now's rights at that point. Because if they can do it to him, they'll do it to anybody.
Yeah, well,
that's exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm. I read some horror stories today about people that are detained, and they're blonde-haired, blue-eyed Germans, like with complete like correct paperwork on vacation in freaking America. Like it's this whole situation is just ridiculous.
It's desperate.
Ridiculous that they're going to be detained in these facilities until they can prove their rights. It's sickening.
That's the violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly. And then you got a guy in the comments, or gal, I don't know, Mr. Mayhem, that says that Trump and Elon deserve total power. Well, look what happened today when they took that 10-year-old.
Where is that motherfucker?
He's in there, Mr. Mayhem. Today.
Hey, Mr. Mayhem, real quick, T. Hey, Mr. Mayhem, do you want to be a guest? We'd love to speak to you before TJ goes after you. Just really.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
You got God. No, Rebecca did him. Rebecca, go ahead. Good. I'm sorry, T.
So total power enabled them to take a 10-year-old girl who is a United States citizen.
Oh, God, yes.
Who just had brain cancer and deport her. So, yeah, let's give them total power.
Yeah, they deported her, but I think her parents are still here. Is that what I saw?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, she was a child of her parents were not legal. they had children, which makes them legal under the birthright citizenship. So the problem is they wanted to deport the parents, but leave the children. So the children, they all went with them. American citizens were deported because they went with their parents. One of them being a 10-year-old girl with brain cancer. I'll guarantee you, though, Mexico will take care of her. The Mexican government is there to take care of her. Trust me on that. They're going to take care of that.
I'm sure they will. Well, except that is their health care on par with what she was getting here?
You know what? They'll figure
And I'm
it out.
not degrading Mexico, but healthcare by any means.
No.
I just
They'll
don't
be
know.
fine. Worst case scenario, they'll figure it out. I'll guarantee you the Mexican government will hold them up to stick it in Trump's face. At this point, that's a political point to make, better than the black kid that Trump dragged out during the State of the Union address.
Oh my God, that was the most embarrassing thing ever. You cut freaking pediatric cancer funding and then parade out a freaking black kid who has pediatric cancer. And then berate the Democrats for not standing up and clapping for him.
Because they knew it was a joke.
I know. I mean, that was all staged. The whole thing is staged, like every other long game they have. It's all staged.
And no, to answer Dirt Nap on the Horizon, no. Her parents were deported. They all went. They had no choice, or they were separating the family. They were going to separate the family. And that's what Holman already said. We're going to deport everyone so we don't separate family because we're nice. Oh, yeah, I like when Tom Holman showed up in the state capitol of New York. They welcomed him really well. Yeah, they're not. He says he's going to send a bunch of people into ICE into New York City. Okay, enjoy that. Drop in the Bronx. Drop into the Bronx and see what the fuck happens.
Right?
Okay, good luck with that.
I lived there for 17 years. That's not going to be a thing. I mean, they'll do some damage, but there'll be a lot of repercussions.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, the mayor of New York is a Trump-la-fuck.
Yeah.
And the NYPD seems to love protecting Tesla. As one person video said, which was pretty on the point, if police officers protected the Uvalde kids as well as they protect Teslas, the shooter wouldn't gotten through. Yeah, that's true. It's just ridiculous. Go ahead, sir.
Did you see how laxed the security guards, or I guess state troopers, were holding that one lawyer back that was trying to get to Holman? They were holding him back, but they weren't holding him back. They kept letting him jump.
No, they weren't.
Thought that was
They
funny.
just want him to touch him, but they sure as hell let him get to his face. And Holman was just a little bitch because he was waving off, like saying, I don't care about you. Dude,
Right.
Your job is on the fucking line. Because Trump wants numbers, and they don't have numbers. They don't have numbers. If they can't do it, the only concern now is that Trump is about to go with, what is it, the Enemies Act of 1789? Please help me on that one because I read that today. That he's looking at, yap. That's what I'm doing, Ellie. That's what call speaking is.
Hey,
Have you ever heard of that before? Yes,
Will,
sir.
I blocked it.
Hold on, time out. Drop me down. I'll drop myself down, and you can put Ellie in here and let her give her fucking spiel.
Okay, cool. No, too late. Your wife killed her.
Aye.
Your wife got her. Your wife got her.
Sorry, I that's my job is to block them. No, should I not?
Oh, okay.
Want me to
Oh,
keep
look.
letting them go.
No, let's
Oh,
let
look,
one of these.
Bama.
Hey, listen.
Block that one too.
Let who?
Yeah, I know, guys.
No,
No,
let's
I don't
let-
blame you. That one I wouldn't take. Anyone named
Okay, hey,
Bama
wait, hold on.
Butterbean is
Hold on.
disgusting.
Bama
Sorry.
Butterbean.
Okay, I'm not blocking.
I'm dropping out.
Bama
I'm dropping
Butterbean.
out and let this asshole fucking.
No,
I don't think you have to. You don't have to drop anybody
No, he's
out.
a
There's only
bot.
three of us
He-
in here
he's
who can
gone.
add people.
yeah, don't worry about it, TJ. Yeah,
let's,
one will pop up eventually.
Yeah, let's let one of these assholes come in here because that'll be fun.
Yeah, because the thing, and that's the sad thing. Is like I will give Chuck Schumer credit. No, Chucky. I'm not calling him Chuck Evergo. I'm going to give Chucky one good point. He just lit a fire in everybody at this point. Because there's not one Democrat that's going to sit there and go, okay, no. We are all fucking pissed. Jasmine Crockett had done a video and said, hey, I wanted to thank all Democrats and my people who follow me for calling their senators to put up a fight. because she knows. But what happens? That Chucky Schumer just really had betrayed us all. And I don't know the thinking. Where are they coming from? What year is this, guys? Hello? What year is it? For God Almighty's sake.
They think it's
So,
1998 or something. It just doesn't work like
no,
that anymore.
no, even they think it's the 70s. There's no bipartisan win on this. And so now it's coming to, I keep seeing videos and I'm hoping I'm just not reaching. Is there protests every day now? People on the streets all the time? Or is it just me? Yeah. And the media's not covering it, correct?
Oh yeah, of course I know.
I haven't seen it on any
No.
media, but I've seen lives every day of protests.
Yeah.
Like for the last 2 weeks.
And,
I would
and it
just
seems to be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would just like to point out that JD wasn't born in 1998, so
Yeah,
True.
right. Oh god.
Well,
That-
unfortunately, I
well,
can tell you
the
what it was like to be
Naturalization
a high
Act
school
and
student. I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
the Alien Enemies Act was 1798.
1798. So that's something that John Adams used in order to. I think he had a problem with something that John Adams used in order to. I think he had a problem with. But the problem is that was also used in, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, someone's looking up. That's what Franklin Roosevelt used to intern the Japanese citizens of the United States. Is that
Yes.
correct? If I'm on that. Okay. So
Yes.
the point is, that was what we were at war with Japan. Now, that was totally inhuman, period, because there was no reason to question the loyalty of those people in the United States. But you cannot, a Foreign Enemies Act, when we're not at war with anyone, who are we at war with, dude? Who are you going to pick up? What's the issue? How's this going to work? You going to use the military?
oh, we got one.
Is that what gives, what, sir?
DJ
Yeah.
or D Gray 531. Bring him up.
No, I blocked him because he said I am not a bot, and then said water freezes at 32
Oh,
degrees Fahrenheit.
Stop it!
There's no.
Stop it!
He is totally a bot. Like
It's
that's
not a
not an actual person.
All right, all
Like
right,
invite
all
a
right.
person that makes like an
All right,
actual
all right,
comment
all right,
on
all right.
please.
You're right.
The next guy that comes in here and says "fuck you" or Trump 2024 or whatever.
Yes, right.
Pull that
Agreed.
bitch up.
Like,
They,
I am not.
we
a
can
bot.
try, but they
Water
run or.
freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay.
Okay, I don't get it, but I'll roll with the joke. What does that mean? I apologize.
Well, that's the comment that he made.
He said, "I'm not a bot," and then
I'm
he
not a
said,
bot.
"Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit." Like, it's obviously a bot because he's not talking anything about what's going on.
Okay. And water, also, whatever.
Jewel-
Okay.
Yeah.
Ju-
See, I was
Ju-
going to stay down, Will, so you can bring up one of those guys.
No, Jules is hunting. Jules is hunting. Hold on.
Yeah, she's hunting. She's on the prowl.
See on the prowl. I got you.
Yeah.
But so that leads us now to I guess a theme that I've done a couple of times with lives and with you guys, and being the sophisticated person that I am, it comes down to this. And good phone. That's a good ring, Rebecca. It comes down to this. How are we going to unfuck this now? Because obviously there ain't no one coming to help us at this point. No one that we can't depend on anyone to support us. So it comes bottom line, how do we unfuck this mess?
It's going
right
to take
now?
years, man. It's going to take a long time to rebuild trust with our allies, with our people. This is not a. I'm not saying it's not unfuckable, but it's going to take a long time.
It can be done. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Very
here's one.
monotonous.
Here's one.
Who?
RMF 08.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh yeah,
RMF.
see that's a valid comment.
All right.
Yeah,
RMF
so, hey,
0182. Let's.
Okay, rear echelon motherfucker. Go ahead and axe to be a guest because I can't find you on my list. Come on, show
RMF
me you got some balls.
0182. Come on, let's be a guest.
Yeah, come on,
Come on.
show me you got some. Come on,
We'll talk
gonads.
about how we're whining. We'll talk about how we're whining, bitch. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, what a bitch.
Oh.
What a fucking pussy.
Probably
He doesn't
left.
want to come up.
No, of
Fucking
course, he probably
pussy.
dropped off when you.
Oh, he.
Yeah, of
Oh, poor RMF
Did
0182.
he drop out?
You're a little bitch. You're a little bitch. Sorry, bitch.
Yeah,
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
like
and
it? I don't know why.
you know the thing about T and what T said. Yeah, it's going to be a years to get back trust. What I'm talking about is the immediate situation before they burn everything to the ground, where people are destitute, where the economy is going to take us a decade to recover from what this man's done in 3 months. There's got to be something that we have to unfuck that before we can before anyone's going to trust us again. That's what I meant. I know our allies are never going to trust American people for a long fucking time
Well, I don't know. It's going to
because
be a
there's
long
no reason
time.
to.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that that's true because they know that it's Donald Trump and it's not the American people.
Yeah, they know what we're
We
going
voted
to.
for him, dude.
And the Canadians have
He
already
came-
the Canadians have already acknowledged that.
Good
They've-
point.
They've
have many other
acknowledged-
countries.
Justin Trudeau and the Canadian people have acknowledged that, hey, we don't hold it against the American people. We know that this has gotten fucked up, but it's Donald Trump, it's not you. We understand that.
And I'm gonna bring something up that I saw that I did a video on earlier today. Trump has instructed the American military Southern Command to come up with a way of taking the Panama Canal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that all the time.
Um,
They draw
Yeah,
plans,
and
but
they
they don't
want-
want to act on it.
this is they're looking at. This is serious. It has to be at Heskett's. They want plans at the Department of Defense's hand, Secretary's hand, within the next week.
Yeah, good
And
luck.
But the thing about it is that this is what authoritarians do when they're against the wall, because he's got against the wall. Let's be fun. Trump's economy is falling apart. People are getting pissed. There's protesting in the streets, and the best way to get to for authoritarians to solidify power is to go to war with someone. And I can see him doing that, or at least making the military do something. Or am I being too paranoid?
No, I think
Gee,
you're being too
you're
paranoid
vet,
on that.
I don't know.
I mean, what is he gonna do? Pick on a little guy? I mean, what the fuck has Panama got? That is, you know what I mean?
The canal.
Well, I mean,
I put nothing past him at this point. Nothing.
yeah. Well, you know what?
But-
I meant to say this
but-
earlier when you were talking about that Restoration Act, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that 18 whatever. They brought all of the detainees back from Guantanamo Bay Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, in Louisiana.
yeah, they brought them back. Because they don't have enough to fill. I think it was 300 and something. So
Yeah, but now they're in Louisiana in this ice camp, which just makes shivers up my spine to think
all
about
of it
that.
is it's all sickening because none of them should be there.
No.
They absolutely should not.
And again, we're talking again due process. If you're picking up again, even if you're picking up someone who's been charged with a crime, they have to go to court. You have to, and they have a right to protest, or they have a right to a court. And this is just bullshit. And they keep selling us that they're illegal. We can do whatever they want. No, you can't. You can't. And that's what everyone keeps buying into. You can't do that. Because that means you can do it to anybody at any pretense.
Hey, Will, can you expand the request boxes? Because I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, I how do you do this?
So while we're in this lull, I gotta say I had a little breakthrough in the one-on-one fight for mankind today. I asked my cousin, who is he's a
Trump-a-fuck.
Marine. He's actually like kind of retired, but he still works for like the he's got a real job, but he also works for the reserves now and like recruiting.
Right.
He's lives in my hometown, which is total red fucking bullshit area. And
There we go.
I asked him how he feels about what's going on. You know, when he was being all like diplomatic about it, and I could tell he was a Trump voter, but not necessarily liking what's going on now. And I responded back with like just a bunch of facts, basically, like saying like, he was like, oh well, I do like that they've saved a bunch of money, and I like kind of like said, well, they didn't really like a lot, and I do agree that there's a lot of government wasteful spending, but what they saved is a bunch of bullshit. And I of course I referenced the transgender mice versus the transgenic mice and some other stuff, and he like came back with, wow, like you make a lot of good points, and I did not know that. And and he has a wife who's in the process of getting a degree, and he has a daughter, and he has other kids, and I referenced a lot of things that like would affect him personally, on purpose, of course. And he came back and he said, you know what? You make a lot of really good points. And the fucked up thing about that is that even now, so many people, like if you just speak common sense to them and facts, like one-on-one with people and they have an opportunity to maybe look that stuff up for themselves, actually go, wow, maybe that stuff is true. Maybe I'm not like, because they're so indoctrinated that like when you give them like information like that from somebody who they know and love and trust, sometimes it makes a big freaking difference.
Yeah, you're right about that. My wife has I guess he's my brother-in-law. He's a diehard Trumper. And he was over here, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago helping me with a shower door. And they were talking about some program that they were going to cut. And we typically don't talk about politics around him because he's such an ardent supporter. But it happened to come on TV, and I'm like, man, they're getting ready to cut that program. And he looked right at me, he says, I hope they don't cut that program. Those children really need it. He said, that would be bad if they did that. And I about hit the ground. So some of them are breaking. But those are the ones you can talk to. But those hardcore ones, forget it.
No. Yeah, I think, Rebecca, what it is that he's starting to, it's filtering in is that if he does this, it's going to hit me. It's going to hit my family. And that's where the people who voted for Trump, who are not hardcore, like T said, are starting to see that.
That's my point. I think a lot of those people, especially in like rural communities, it's not, my cousin is very smart and very educated, but not in politics. So I think a lot of people were duped into what they saw and what they watched. Of course, we all know that, like Fox News and whatever, even though Fox News came out today and like against Trump's fucking economic bullshit. But like, I think a lot of them are just not, like, we take for granted that we know what we know, and that we are educated in what we're educated in, and that we know a lot about politics, that we know a lot about what's going on around us. And I think a lot of people just aren't. And if you do not like talk to those kind of people, like, we're doing a disservice to us, because like I have easily swayed several individuals in my life just by giving them facts and giving them an opportunity to look up those facts and find out that, hey, wait, maybe she's right about this stuff. And these are not hardcore MAGA, obviously. And they're not, like, these are people that like just live their daily lives and just voted for who they thought they should vote for because of the price of eggs or because of like what's going on, and don't necessarily watch all the bullshit that happened. And they just don't know any better. And like, I think a lot of, if you reach them individually, those kind of people, like, they'll change their tune, and that's what we need. That's like how we fight, one-on-one with a conversation with people who just don't know any better.
I would like to say that can work. The only problem is I don't know right now, the way things are going, if we have enough time to do that, if that makes sense.
I agree with that, but it certainly doesn't hurt, does it?
No, it doesn't hurt. What I'm saying is that it, it doesn't hurt. It's just that it's so hard sometimes because you try to discuss them and they get crazy. It's so hard. I mean, you've seen that videos of that guy, that progressive guy, sitting with those people, the young people, especially that one girl who was totally xenophobic to the core. That woman is never going to get a job again. Thank you for that. But the one that bugged me was that kid who was saying that when you hire DEI hire as a federal employee, they get a tax cut. And the guy's trying to go, no, the federal government doesn't make tax cuts. And he just kept going on and on and on. He couldn't get through that wall because he's convinced. He's convinced that he's right. He's convinced. And that's the thing. If you want to have a debate with me about policy and politics, I can do that for you and we can take opposite sides. Because a lot of times I know I'm not right. This is my sum total of my life and what I bring to it. But if you sit there and obviously buy a lie and consider it a truth, no, sir, I am not going to say 2 + 2 is 5. I can't do it because I know it's not 5. It doesn't work that way.
Now, Will,
And yes, ma'am.
there was a program, and I don't know if it's still in existence, but when I worked for a couple of the different retail organizations as working in their HR offices, if you hired someone who met certain standards, like a veteran or someone who had been on any kind of assistance program, and you called it in to a certain organization or a certain number, that company did get a tax break for hiring those type of people.
Oh no, yeah, private companies.
Companies are
This
different.
kid was arguing that federal government, that offices like the VA gets a tax cut when they hire someone.
Okay, I missed that part.
stupid.
Sorry.
That was his
ridiculous.
no. The private sector, yes, that it's in. That's all the time. I get it, but no, he was arguing that a federal officer
okay, I
gets a tax
missed
cut
that
when they
part, I'm
hire
sorry.
someone of color.
Oliver's mom.
No,
I'll send you the video so you can see how stupid it is.
Okay, yeah, send it to
Hey,
me. I didn't see that one yet.
My whole point
It's the
about
dumbest thing ever.
my
I can't
whole
wrap my
point is
brain
that
around
like we think that we're the common man, but we're not. We're not the common man because we are not. I don't mean that we are just educated. We are politically educated, and the common man is not. And there are so many how many bartenders out there have all their ideals would be Democratic, except they voted for Trump because he might freaking not have tax on tips.
It's just they don't know how it works. You know, they don't know that they
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we are the common man who is politically educated, and I feel like us as the common man politically educated is an entirely different class than the common man. And we all, are down on these people who voted for Trump because they voted for their issue or their whatever. And they're not politically educated, so they had no idea. And half of them don't even watch. I know that they, basically said what they were going to do, and nobody believed it. But half those people don't even listen to that. They didn't even know that he said what he, a lot of the things he said he was going to do when he came through. They don't know what Project 2025. They don't even know what the hell that is. There's a big difference between the politically educated, the educated, and the common man.
I'm starting to see that.
True. Yeah, true. But the one thing about it is, we kept trying to tell him that fire is bad. Putting your hand in the fire is bad. Don't put your hand in the fire. Don't put your hand. Fuck, you put your hand in the fire.
Yeah, but
So now they get burned.
Where were we telling them that? Where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
On our political podcasts, were we telling them that in the on things where they actually saw? Maybe some people saw
That's
our Facebook
valid.
posts or whatever, but where were we telling them that? Were we telling the common man anywhere
how I
that
look
they
at
could
this?
actually see it?
It just dawned on me, these Trump supporters. You ever see that, what they call it, mob mentality? Like, certain people would never engage in something like that, but if something happens and you happen to be there, something takes over you and you just flow with it. That's what these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to riot. You don't want to group.
No, I don't mean that
Um,
way. I'm just using it as an
no, but no, it's
analogy.
the same mentality. I see what you're saying. Is that everyone's part of you go with the flow instead of you want to swim downstream instead of upstream. I get what
Bingo.
you're saying too. That
Right.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Hey,
Um,
I'd like to take a minute to talk about how great the TikTok shop is. You know, everybody should shop on the TikTok shop and all that shit. You know, the TikTok shop is so great. You
Oh,
know,
it's
so
fucking awesome, dude. Love
so
the TikTok
let's
shop.
talk about the TikTok shop for 1 second, and then you know, so you know, the TikTok algorithm picks up on that we're talking about the TikTok shop. So
oh,
let's talk.
okay.
You
Right?
know,
So this
TJ, you
live
do
is
love
brought
a
to you by the
TikTok
TikTok
shop.
shop. Go ahead, TJ.
yeah, well, I'm just saying. You know, you can get a lot of quality things off the TikTok shop. So we should
TJ does
talk
love
about
a
it.
The
TikTok
ice
shop.
maker's kind of cool.
We should talk about it for just 1 minute. So you know, TikTok observes that we're talking about the TikTok shop,
How
and you
many
know,
times do you have to say TikTok shop for that to work?
a
Well,
lot, a lot.
there's
And
two
I'm
things in the TikTok shop that I won't get my hands on: the ice maker that makes pellet ice like a New Way place, and two,
Oh,
all the cat
the good
toys.
ice? It
I could
makes the
use the
good
yeah
ice?
the good ice.
No
We
Yeah,
have
the
the-
good
way.
ice.
we have that
Oh,
stupid
Yes.
ice maker.
gotta go to the
We
fucking
have
TikTok
that.
We have the
shop.
stupid ice maker
All
like
right,
that.
enough with the TikTok shop. Hey, Michael Elau, the military is involved. As a matter of fact, there's a older vet chained to a post in D.C. as we speak.
I saw that today. That's so cool.
Wow.
They're going to go. See, this is the thing. People are starting going to go old school in this, and that's going to be tough. Trump's going to about to have an epoxy when that happens, and he's going to turn to the military and say, "Shoot them." It's coming, and I want to see what happens then, because it's coming. And if the vets are, I guess there's a vet march tomorrow. I'm seeing reports on
Yes.
this.
All,
Is that
all,
correct?
all 50 states
Yep.
Plus DC.
plus D.C.
Plus
Yep.
DC.
No, it's DA.
Now,
You
please.
guys got it. You guys motherfucking better get it right. It's
DA.
District of America.
Okay, so that's true. TJ, that's true. I thought that was fake. That's true.
Yeah, he
what's
said
this?
it.
What's this?
I love the TikTok shop. I love the
I-
TikTok shop.
As
Okay.
far as I know,
No.
it's true.
Yeah, so I heard a recording of someone did, and I didn't see it in the news, so I didn't go with it, where Trump was saying that he renamed the Gulf of America. He wants to rename Washington, D.C., Washington, the District of America,
Oh my
my
God.
because
God.
Washington is not near Columbia, New York, because he knows where Columbia is. And for my sake, I looked up why Washington, D.C. was named Washington, D.C. It's named after General George Washington. And Columbia, that is the female personification of America. Has nothing to do with location.
No.
And if that's true, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, well, Washington
God.
has nothing to do with Columbia, so we need to make it the District of America.
Isn't there a Columbia,
I'm
Washington?
speechless.
Or am I stupid?
I think there is, but it's Washington State, not Washington.
I know.
You know,
But
my
see,
brain
that's
hurts.
see, yeah, and what? No, you heard about the Tesla thing, right? What he said in two interview. Okay, because he said Tesla was a brilliant man who invented the light bulb, whatever.
What?
And he was as smart as everyone. Take a quick sip of whatever drink you have. And he was as smart as Isaac Neutron.
Isaac Neutron, yeah. He's a fucking
Neutron.
dumbass. He's a fucking
Okay,
dumbass.
there was a cartoon in the '90s called Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy
I
Neutron.
remember that. Yeah.
Well, did Isaac
But-
Neutron get hit in the head with an apple? Is that what happened? And he discovered gravity? Is that what happened?
Did he say you could never tell a lie? I mean, what the fuck, man?
Okay.
Well,
and this
he
is what.
couldn't.
And this is.
He
Go
couldn't
ahead.
even say Tesla. He was saying it Tesla.
Tesla.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to sound familiar for all the people that are going to be buying Teslas now.
Yeah, we love Tesla.
Yeah, like they got 35 grand to plop down on the Tesla.
They don't
Oh
have,
yeah, I mean, it was
they don't
like-
have 35
that was-
motherfucking dollars.
TJ, did you send
it's like-
that Tesla
I'm like-
commercial video to
Say
the
ag-
chat?
Say again?
Did you send that commercial Tesla video to the to chat?
Which one?
The
though?
striped suit
the
and the
the
dumpster
AI
fire?
one? Yeah, I did.
And I feel bad for Tesla owners, only in the sense they're trying to hide the vehicles. Tesla's are, I mean, he set off something, Elon Musk set off something primal in a lot of people because they
Right.
are really going hardcore
Of
on
course they're
that.
trying to hide
Well,
them, especially
hey,
Cyber trucks. Jesus,
hey,
they're
Well,
getting fired
Cybertrucks, you
home.
can't
They're
hide
getting
that.
graffitied.
Will,
Just pile trash
Yes,
around
sir.
it. It looks like a
it,
dumpster.
Will, it goes back to something I said a little earlier in the live. Is that when we do boycotts or whatever against products or companies or corporations, they're like somewhat effective, maybe for a little bit. But when we rally the world to do that, it destroys
Yeah.
the company. Elon
Well,
Musk is fucking
go ahead.
crying in his board meetings because his stock
Yes,
went
I heard.
in the fucking shitter. So if we can rally the
Yep.
world, that's what we need to do. When we need an action, because the rest of the world, basically 80% of the world agrees with us, right?
Yep.
If we can rally the world to do these things like they're doing now, we could change the face of this country forever.
You know what, TJ? I
Yeah.
don't think we're that far off.
No.
Look at all the town halls
We're
that they're
getting
having.
there. Have you seen? I mean, see real quick the whole Target thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
when my wife and I we went to the doctor, like I said, traveled from here near Atlanta down to Middle Georgia, and there's a Target where we always went when we lived in Middle Georgia. And my wife was driving around the parking lot on a Wednesday. She goes, "Why is this Target parking lot empty?" It was freaking empty. I mean, empty. On a Wednesday in the middle of the day, empty. There were more people trying to get bargains at Joann's next door than in the Target. It was
That boy,
empty.
that boycott goes until I believe Easter. It was a 40-day boycott.
Good.
Yeah. And they're starting to panic there. Walmart is getting not as much foot traffic because people are making a point. And Tesla is another point. People are like, it's starting to happen, like TJ said, it's starting to ramp up and they can't stop it. And the only way they can stop it is they do something really stupid, like declare martial law, the Insurrection Act, Foreign Enemies Act, something to really try to stop it, which I think if they do it, it'll just be basically the pool of gas is on the ground, let's just throw a flare on it and see what happens. People are not going to be happy. They're going to be pissed if something like that happens. It's
Yeah.
going to get worse.
I'm really kind of sad there's no Trumplefucks in here.
I know, it's depressing.
Scared
It
them
is
all away.
depressing.
Well,
Yeah, they told everybody not to come to this live.
Yeah, you scared them all away.
because
It's my fault. I know
each-
it's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no,
you,
it's not your fault, Rebecca, because they all know we have a rep. We all have a rep. Not a good rep for
Well,
them.
here's
I
the
thought it
thing.
was my job to block them. I'm sorry.
No, you did a good job.
When you got Meemaw right down in Evansville, Red City, Indiana, shaking her cane and calling the congressperson or telling her you need to get some balls and come out here and talk to us, it's happening.
was it a pimp cane?
It was no, I think hers had a one of those tennis balls on the end of it,
Well,
but
I
still
like
the same.
I like pimp canes better, to be honest with you.
She shook that cane. She said, "You need to get some balls."
So she shook her ball at them and said, "You need to get some balls."
Yes, she did, and I about fell over.
Grandma's been places, guys. She
Yes, she
knows
has.
some shit.
Grandma ain't fucking
Damn.
around.
No. And there's, see, the thing about it is that they're beginning to realize, again, coming back to a lot of theme that we talk about a lot, I talk about, they're messing with our money. Our money. And these people have been getting that money. And you're going to tell them you can't have that money because all of a sudden there's some kind of fraud?
Yeah,
They know you're bullshitting them. They know
Yeah.
you're lying to us.
yeah.
They know it.
I know
And
about. I
Ponzi's-
know all. I
Go
know
ahead.
all about them messing with my money because that fucking happened.
Yeah, and again, the economy, the 401ks are going to, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because here's the thing: if going back to the talk about a Panama Canal, if he ever made a move on it, that would basically crush the economy no more because a good majority of world trade goes to the canal.
There's a crazy
Yeah.
Pussy.
I mean, So the one thing that bugs me about all this, why he's setting the world on fire, literally. What's the end game? Because picking a fight with all the world over trade, how's that benefit him or us or Trump? How's it benefit Trump?
I think it's a diversion to do other things.
Like what?
Well, they're getting into all the different departments and all of that. They start talking about fighting the rest of the world. We're not going to look at that so much.
But the economy is going to collapse, so they have to take their eye off it. There's just no. It doesn't make a logical sense to me. You're not going to win either way, or I'm just kind of confused
Well,
because they're just dumb.
if the economy collapses and the market goes down, then I mean, aren't there going to be people who are going to try to buy up all that stock?
Yes, of course. And there's going to be people buying buy up that stock. There's going to be a lot of privatization, which we all know is their end game. They want to privatize prisons. They want to privatize the post office. They announced it today. The Postmaster General freaking said, like, make it private. Like, that's their end game. And Trump's fucking delusional. So I don't even know if he has an end game. He's just doing what people tell him to do.
You know what
Well,
I think the end game is? He's trying to build that Iron Dome that we all know is stupid. So he's trying to take our mind off of it.
well,
You mean like?
Jeff
Go ahead.
Jeff Bezos wants to own the USPS because that's going to quadruple his wealth. And
Now, isn't the United States Post Office a service that was set up in the Constitution, or am I reaching there?
it was set up before the Constitution. They're independent of the U.S. government, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't
US
designed to make money, right?
No.
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 No, it was
No.
designed to carry mail to people.
Right. And they're like their own independent authority. Like they can't really be fucked with by anybody. So I don't know why they're
But they're
making
going
this.
to.
I don't know why they're making this deal because maybe they're afraid of funding. I don't know. That could be. But they can't really be. The president has no power over the USPS. Like he can't dissolve the USPS. He can't do that. He can't write executive orders against the United Postal Service. He can't do that. So I have no idea why they're agreeing to this unless there's some kind of threat, which I assume there is. There must be a weakness like funding or something, that they're accepting this threat from Doge.
So Doge is going to privatize the postal service?
Well, they threatened the Postal Service, and the Postal Service agreed to cuts. What that means, I don't know.
What cuts?
I don't know what the particulars are.
There was
It
an
was
article
running on a
today-
shoestring to begin with.
Yeah, they don't have. Listen, my local postal service here, they have an a ad running continuously for like it's been the last 5 years to hire. I don't know what they call the temporary mail people, but like
CCAs.
CCAs. They try to hire CCAs every week. There's an ad. They have it out every week. They don't know. They do not have enough postal carriers to deliver the motherfucking mail here. And now they want to cut all that shit? Are you fucking kidding me? It's a fucking
They have
joke.
no idea what they're doing.
My best friend is a postal carrier, and she's livid because the Postmaster General voted there's an article today about the Postmaster General said they want to cut 10,000 postal employees.
Well, somebody in the chat, MNature Lover 16 in the chat said USPS is running in a deficit. Well, that's fine if they're running in a deficit. Then raise postal charges 3-4 cents, and that'll be done. Right? That's all you got to do.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very
They're creating problems to justify getting rid of it.
Yeah.
exactly.
No, they're creating problems to privatize it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they want to privatize.
That's what they want to do.
They want to privatize it so Jeff Bezos can run
Yeah.
his freaking Amazon business and
well,
pay living wages and
because
whatever he wants to do.
they want to bust out the union there, and Jeff Bezos' business is not about selling products; it's about delivery.
Yeah.
Everything
Yes.
about Amazon is delivery. It has nothing to
and
do
avoiding paying taxes.
in avoiding paying taxes. So another fucking rich ass piece of shit billionaire wants to fucking scoop up a fucking multi-billion-dollar operation so he can fucking benefit from it. It's fucked up.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just like the
somebody.
prison. It's just like the prison system. Like they want to privatize the prison system so that the people in the prisons that are privatized, now all those inmates can pick their corn and their freaking vegetables, and we don't need immigrants anymore. Like that's the whole game.
Right. There's someone on here,
But
Kiki, has made the comment, USPS
yeah, I
does
saw
not
that.
function off of government funds. We function off of stamp sales and other things we do. It sounds like she's part of that USPS.
So
She
Kiki
is.
the best friend I mentioned that works for the postal service.
She
there you
works for the
go.
post office.
Hi, Miss Kiki. Thank you. It's just mind-boggling what we're dealing with, and the problem is that Congress is letting him do it. Congress has just basically said we're done. We're going to let Trump do whatever he wants because it's a Republican Congress, and they're happy with it. I mean, this should stop. Everything that he's doing has to go through Congress. I'm amazed what they're doing to us at this point and letting it happen because they are a separate branch of the government. And no one, is it me or is it everyone just said, fuck the Constitution the last 3 months? Or
Well,
it's just,
I don't think everyone said that. Like the rest of us are all about the Constitution, and we're all about like checks and balances, and there being three branches of the government. I just think that
Again, though,
Trump
we're
is-
the odd man out. So
so now courts have been ruling against Trump left and right. They said there was a probationary, stop the firing all probationary federal employees. My question is, are they going to honor it? Or is it going to give a finger to the courts?
They
I don't
appealed,
know.
Which would
Yes.
really be
he appealed it already.
appealed.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. 'Cause they said
And
to bring
also-
back all those people they fired in February.
Yeah, the judge told Trump, "Go fuck yourself." So you have to put back all the probationary employees, which is a big win. That's a big win.
that's a big deal.
Yeah. So what happens though during the appeal? Do they get to come back or do they have to stay out?
No, they get
Have
to
to
come
stay
back.
out.
No, they get to come back, and they can. The judge is no nonsense on this. The employees get to come back, and they can appeal it. But while they appeal, the employees get to stay.
Good.
Oof, that's going to be a mess.
I hope that
And
works
then
that
Trump
way.
Trump has appealed his edict about birthright citizenship. But basically, the courts are saying no, it's unconstitutional. The appeal courts are not even hearing his appeals because like it's ridiculous. So he's going to the Supreme Court not on the constitutionality of the 14th Amendment. It's about that a president can set up regulatory standards, not the courts. And I'm going, what are you talking about? That's not a regulation. That's a fucking constitution. It's insane. And that's his argument going to the Supreme Court to give a Supreme Court maybe an out to get rid of birthright citizenship.
Did you see
That's scary.
speaking of court, did you see that Pete Hegseth, him and his lawyers went to court over transgender and saying how bad they were for the military and all of that. And when they got in front of the judge stopped it and asked him, he says, "Hey, I'm going to have to cancel this because I don't think you guys read this, what you're submitting in court today." And what they submitted was how great transgenders are for the military as opposed to the opposite. They just clipped some articles and put them in the briefing.
That's so beautiful.
Because they're
That's
stupid.
beautiful.
Because they're fucking stupid. It's not a surprise. They're fucking stupid.
The DOJ is just ridiculous now. There's no one there of any attorneys worth a salt anymore in the DOJ.
Well, it's not that they're all worthless. It's that they're afraid, and which doesn't help. I mean, I agree. It doesn't
Of
help.
getting fired.
Yeah, they're afraid.
They're
They're afraid, and that's just as bad as being on the other side. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight, and with the Democrats turtling up today, that does not help anyone at all. It just it really kicks you when it shouldn't. And Rebecca, am I echoing in your area? Because I keep echoing
A little bit.
somewhere.
A little
No.
bit.
No, should I? Oh, wait, I'll mute myself so you're not.
Hold.
1 2 1 2.
There might be something worthwhile here. Hang on.
What do you see, TJ?
I'm waiting for an answer. Go on with your monologue.
Okay.
To go
No,
back
it's
to
not a
birthright.
monologue. This is a point.
Yeah,
Kim,
to
go
go
ahead.
back to birthright citizenship, Will. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they say that birthright citizenship is, not constitutional. Okay, how many generations do they want to go back? Because if you really look at it, none of us would be here if you want to go with birthright citizenship, because none of us were legal, really. We all came over here and took over this land that didn't belong to us. So then all of the generations after shouldn't be here because of
Right.
birthright citizenship.
Unless you are a Native American, correct, which we have ostracized to their own freaking lands and completely destroyed them.
Well, I mean,
None of
ICE was. They're talking about that Native Americans don't count.
Well, they've trying to say that Native Americans are subject to birthright citizenship and that they're not U.S. citizens.
We've already kicked them off their lands and displaced them to Canada and other places. But are you freaking kidding me?
It's like the dumbest thing ever. I mean,
It is.
can it
It's
be any
ridiculous.
dumber than that? Really? I mean,
No, but it's based on one thing. We know what it is.
hatred.
And
Yeah, we
it-
know.
Yeah, and it's just that it's just insane. It's the chaos that keeps driving everyone out here in the world nuts. Is why it's so frustrating when Chuck Schumer talks like he does, like he has no idea what the rest of us are going through. He's like totally disconnected from the real world out here. And that's the thing where this started, coming back to where it started from. Congress is living in a bubble, and they just don't care about the common people. They think it's like, to them, model UN. It's a game they're playing. They're not with the rest of us. They're not in reality. It's all about bills and debates and bipartisanship, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it's not a game anymore, guys. This is real. This is stone cold real, what Trump is doing and all his sycophants. They mean to end the American experiment, and you're playing around with your toys? Please.
It's just
Grow up.
irritating.
Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, people are calling them and telling them, and that's the thing. Chucky, didn't you hear what in that lunch what other people were saying to you from the constituents? Did you hear a word any of your people said? Probably not, because you guys are so afraid. Again, my example, Neville Chamberlain was so afraid of upsetting the Germans that he gave them the Sunderland, and 2 days later they invade Czechoslovakia. A year later, you're at war when they invade Poland. This is where you're going, guys. When you give people like Trump and his sycophants anything, they will take it all. They will take it all. And you will stand there going, I'm tired of hearing from these guys. Because there's no more compromise. I'm done with compromise. Can't compromise with these guys. It's simple as that.
Hey,
Bottom
Will,
line it.
do you remember how you
T.
felt when Reagan said, Gorbachev, tear down that wall, and everybody started climbing over the wall because they've never been on the other side? We don't have that feeling anymore, right? We're on the other side of the wall is what I feel like.
Yeah, and they still tore the war down, though. It wasn't the governments, it was the people.
I felt great when that wall came down. But then you've got Donnie building it back up again. And actually now he's building one on the inside of the United States.
And that's the thing. Why do people think that the United States can take care of itself totally? We don't grow everything. We don't build everything. We've been connected for the world for centuries, literally centuries.
Well, hell,
How is this going to help America? How's it going to make it great again?
I learned
In
that
their words.
we only have 16%, we only produce rather 16% of our aluminum. And like 69% comes from Canada.
Right. And the thing about it is that there's no manufacturers to replace them. They keep saying this is going to bring back American manufacturing. How? Where's the investment coming from? You don't just build factories. You just don't. They just don't pop out of nowhere. You don't plant a seed and it grows. No, you have to build this. There's planning. There's money involved. And that's the thing. We're dealing with ignorant people who think everything's just a snap.
Yeah,
It
it's
will
not.
appear. And it's not. And go ahead.
I've talked
Rebecca?
with John about this before. Like, there's so many people out there that, like, the Trump fucks that are like posting these posts about, like, why do we need, like, to buy our produce or our food from China? Well, it's not necessarily all about that. It's about the farmers like John who export goods to other countries. Like, it's not just what we import and the things we can't get here. Like, there's John, like, has like completely enlightened me about the whole farming community. There's like so much that we export to other countries that is now going to be squashed, and those farmers are going to be fucked.
I mean,
Yes.
our industry is going to disappear. If this kind of shit continues.
And the thing is, it's like, but they don't get the concept of business. Business is always looking for more markets. Farmers are looking for more markets. Everyone's looking for more markets.
Yeah, it's
Hell,
really sad that a guy was elected that's supposed to be a businessman. He has no
He's
fucking idea how
The
to do
dumbest
business.
motherfucker
No.
ever.
And again, his business model, because business is win-win. Don't let anyone tell you differently. It's win-win. You get something, I get something, and we all make money. That's business. That's the way it works. You look out for your stakeholders.
That's
For
actually
Trump's,
free. That's actually the definition of free trade, I believe.
exactly. And Trump has always been a win-lose guys in all his businesses. That's why he fails. Because you can't be win-lose. You can't win all the time. People won't do business with you. And businesses fail. And his incompetency, and that's what he thinks he's going to do. He's going to win with the world, and they're going to give us all our stuff for free. That's what he thinks. And it doesn't work like that. And the rest of the world is saying, okay, fuck you, we'll play your game. And it's just causing all this chaos from a man who's never been successful, ever. Never been successful as a businessman, period, in discussion. Anyone who tells you differently, no. Hell no.
JD,
I mean, he would.
JD, I have a question.
What's
I
up?
I know we've talked about how coffee isn't produced here. One of the other things I was thinking about is rice. Do we produce any rice in this country?
We do, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we
Mostly.
do. I
There's
mean,
a whole
it's
rice belt.
do we really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a huge rice production here. There's a whole rice belt.
The
Okay, learn
Carolinas,
something new.
Yeah.
Sacramento
I know
Valley,
that because I
California
looked it up
produces
the other
rice.
day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, but I mean, that's one of the things you can't do. You can't do coffee here because of temperance.
Right.
Can't
Yeah,
do
that
it.
I knew.
Except for Puerto Rico grows it, but that's a Caribbean island, temperate.
Yeah, Costa Rica, Puerto
it-
Rico. We get our coffee from a lot of different places, but like
We
there's
mostly
also
get
a
it from
lot of
Venezuela.
a lot of fruits, tons of fruits that we can't produce here. We can't produce mangoes. We can produce pineapple at a very limited rate. We can't produce kiwi. We can't like. There's a lot of fruits that we cannot produce here.
Avocado, right?
Avocado.
Yeah,
that-
well,
it's
in
a
San
primarily
Diego they used to.
Mexican and South
California.
American import.
Yeah, you did a lot of California farming, did avocados, but they sold that property for homes in San Diego. So mostly we import avocados from Mexico.
Yeah, but
That's what we
even
normally
the
do.
small amount we could produce is not enough to support the country's need.
God, no. We can't. And that's the thing.
It's like wood.
Right.
Like everybody's like, oh well, we could just produce our own wood here. Have you seen the map of like how much forest
Yes.
land we have here versus Canada? Like I mean, it's insane. Like we cannot. Like even if we chop down every tree we have, like we would still be lacking. And on top of that, we need the sawmills to
Right.
to make the 2x4s. Like TJ
Yeah.
said the other day to me, he's like, maybe we should open a sawmill.
Yeah, it's not Little
But-
House on the Prairie.
But that
This
would.
is not something
have
we
access
have
to
the
a sawmill.
ability to produce here.
But our wood, our forests are not old growth. Canadian forests are old growth.
Yeah,
That's what you want
right,
to build
exactly.
a home for.
Like they have the hardwood, they have the old grove wood. We couldn't even come close to that.
No, but they don't hear this. And Trump has sold this, and that's the thing. We're dealing with a con man who's conned a good amount of America, and continues to con it every damn day. Everything, all the numbers are playing against him, and he still sells the same lies, and people still buy it. That's the hardest thing. The mass media still buys it, because that's what we don't see about the protest. That's the thing. They keep lying to us in total, and we can't get around it. We just got to tell the truth. And the problem again, going back to what I said before, they're going to have to get really burned before they realize they've been lied to. It's just how far the fire is going to consume the rest of us at the same time, and that's what we're looking at here at this point. So. At this point, anyone have anything else to say tonight? Anything else that kind of tapped up on any subject? Anything that's bugging the shit out of you before we call this a night?
I had
take
one
my-
thing I was thinking about.
Go ahead, Kim.
There are a lot of special public schools out there. My niece is part of one of them. She's enrolled in one of them. It is a school for arts. Okay, there's one in Maryland, there's one down here in Florida, and they basically serve children who have artistic talents, whether it be, the acting field or the, drawing and things like that. Are they all going to go away with the Department of Ed?
Well, I don't know, because probably a lot of those programs are part of Title I. And Title I is a U.S. Department of Education funded program.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that could go away.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about because, that's the whole school's going to then go away
Yeah.
because they're
Right.
not going to be able to get the funding.
Yeah.
If you want an example of what the Trump administration thinks of children, the USDA, the $1 billion the USDA spends to encourage farmers to sell to schools, to food banks, to help the underprivileged, mostly kids, was frozen today. That money is gone.
Wow.
And that's another source that farms aren't going to get. And basically, as I said in the video, they consider that waste. So the poor people are waste. Children are waste. They basically, to go back to just playing on what you said, Kim, that's considered waste.
Yeah.
Encouraging kids or people to be who they are is a waste because they should be told what to do. They should be told how to behave. If you don't have money to rise above it, you're going to be part of their fodder to do what they want.
Yeah.
That's how these people think.
you
And to
think
cut
they-
that program, go ahead. I'm sorry, Rebecca.
If you think they give a fuck about feeding kids, you're fucking delusional.
So
Yeah.
is that another one of those programs that McMahon didn't know about or didn't know what it meant?
Yeah,
You know what I
probably.
mean?
Oh, I'm sure. She's a moron.
Fuck her.
They're all morons.
Of course they are. The
mean-
entire cabinet is a bunch of fucking morons.
They're just the only one. Honestly, the only one that has any sense is Marco Rubio, but he's too much a sycophant to do anything about it.
Yeah, he
Agreed.
sunk in his couch, remember? He sunk down in that couch so fast.
Oh no! Don't let JD Vance know.
Don't let
he's
JD
on the
Vance
couch.
know.
Oh,
JD Vance wants that couch, motherfuckers.
I know. That's pretty brave of him.
He side-eyed it. I saw JD side-eyeing him. Speaking of JD,
He be scoping out that shit.
he went over to the Kennedy Center today with his wife and some Secret Service, and they booed the crap out of that dude when he walked.
Yeah, and then they had to call the fucking dry cleaning company to clean the couch because it's all fucked up.
Oh my God.
You laugh, but it's it's real.
That cost a fortune too.
It did.
No,
It was like $100 million to clean that couch.
Jesus Christ.
there's some White House household staff who's going, or the household staff of the White House are going, no, I'm not cleaning that motherfucker again. No, we're going to draw lots. This is
Third-
not happening again.
This is the
Sorry.
third time today, JD. I'm sorry.
Yeah, third time. Okay, so the choice is, hey, either you get the couch or you get the president's chair. And you know what I mean by that. One or
He's
the
got
other,
it.
guys. You got to
He's
get
got
it
it.
done.
He's got a vice presidential cushion somewhere that he uses.
Probably. Yeah.
So the choice is clean the presidential chair of poop or
Oh,
clean
Oh,
the
jeez.
couch of.
Good grief.
Hey, I'm sorry for someone who had 3 kids. Diapers leak. Sorry, truth. And here we go. I'm waiting for TikTok algorithm to catch up on that.
did you guys see
Right.
the Irish Prime Minister check Trump right in his office about them
Yeah,
not
took
spending
off
money
his
with us?
jacket.
Yes, sir.
That was,
He's like, whoa,
he was
whoa,
like, let me
wait a
get
minute.
comfortable here.
He's like, wait a minute. Now, actually, we spend a lot of money with Boeing and blah, 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 and all these other programs. We got companies and blah, blah, blah. Lit his ass
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh.
And Trump standing there. And the thing about it, when you can tell, and again, I know the concept of alpha male and all that is bullshit, but you can tell when a man it basically gets over on another man. And he did. You can look at Trump's face knowing that he had been literally slapped without being slapped.
Well, the biggest sign
Because
is when that hand goes out, like if I'm talking to you and I reach out and just kind of tap your elbow a little bit and say, hey, hold on, I'm talking. And then he
Yeah,
stops
talking.
talking, it's over. That he won that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys got to
I mean-
remember, Donald Trump has Burger King hands, like those little tiny fucking hands, and a huge ass burger. Like Donald Trump has tiny ass Burger King hands.
That's, you're back.
The TikTok shop is awesome. I love the
Yeah.
ice
Oh,
cream.
yeah, it is. TikTok shop is great. I love the TikTok
bought
shop.
that from
Yeah.
the TikTok
The
shop.
ice
Yeah,
makers.
and
They have
also 'cause
Burger
they have
King
a lot
hands.
because they also have a lot of little baby bunnies that are real
Yeah.
cute.
And Burger King
You know,
hands.
Couch
yeah,
cushions.
that too. Yeah, grills. So you could do your Burger King on the grill. Let's keep that
Oh, yeah.
going.
You can get the grill on the TikTok shop too.
They sell
Yeah, they
couch
do.
cushions, I'm pretty sure. Maybe even pillows.
Yes. That man is so done. He thinks he's something. He's so done. JD Vance is a joke.
Oh my God.
He's never
Mr.
going to be
Schwab,
anything what he is.
did you see Mrs. I can't repeat it because you'll get a violation, but did you see his comment?
Right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I responded. Yeah.
It's true.
It's you
true.
won. You
I just
won
don't
the
think it's
comment
necessary
section
with
tonight,
a couch, though, is it?
sir. Ugh.
Well, but you don't want to stick your hands down in that shit. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I guess like gloves would be necessary.
Yeah, you don't want to get like fucking hand herpes.
So we got to treat everything like a freaking crime scene.
Yeah.
You got to have glove up every time.
I
If
guess
JD
Oh my
Vance
God.
is there, fuck yeah, you gotta fucking. You don't want to get no hand herpes and shit. What the fuck?
Excuse me. God.
So is that why his pants are so high? So
Yeah.
he could catch it in the cuff of his pants?
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, T. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's gonna live on in infamy on that one.
Uh,
Jesus.
What other reason would a man
Wow.
have to wear his pants above his socks?
That is just.
Well, not for nothing, but in the Kennedy era, there was no flood pants. They wore their cuffs, but
But Jay, these cuffs are always open though in the front.
yeah, that's true.
Oh God. Alrighty. That's just okay. Cool. Whoo. Okay. And but see, and the thing about it too is like, why are the European leaders showing up in the White House? That's weird.
Because he can't go there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot.
legit.
Exactly.
That's legit.
That's right.
He's a convicted felon. He can't go to their countries.
Yep.
Oh God, Kim, that was the perfect answer.
That's a perfect answer.
No, the
That's
truth.
legit. It's legit.
Boom.
I mean,
Well,
I've never seen the
goes the
Irish Prime
dynamite.
Minister come here before.
Nope. Actually, no. I've never seen it. Hot damn, that was perfect. Wow.
It
Oh
was.
my,
I
that's
just
true.
gifted her 10 whatevers
Oh,
because
thank you.
Okay.
I don't
that
know
was-
I don't know what any of that means, but I gifted you 10.
I don't know shit about that.
No. Yeah, all I know is that whenever I do a live, I say you earn 15 cents. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I tell
Whatever
you
that
what,
means.
TJ, since you don't know about it, whatever you got in your little coin purse, just go ahead and click it over to Trucker T, and I'll tell you how much I got.
Yeah, you know what? I got $1.35, so that's not gonna do you much fucking good.
I had $1.10, but I gave JD Farmer and Oliver's mom some perks tonight, so I don't know.
That's so sweet.
I can use that to gift people. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, the
barely know
coins. You
that.
turn the coins.
Yeah, TikTok's like, we tried to pay you, but we couldn't
PayPal.
process your payment. And I'm like, my payment of what? And I look and it's $1.35 over like fucking 3 months. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You think
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Makes
get
sense.
these
Are you fucking kidding
notifications
me?
that they're like, you made $0 during this live. You made 10 cents during this live.
Yeah. Get
I
the
got
fuck
12
out of here.
cents last
And-
night.
Like, I don't even care.
Which goes-
Golden Gate Lawyer had to have made like a fucking fortune on Mike's live the
Yeah,
other
he
night.
did.
Yeah.
He got like
And the
400
thing-
freaking likes. I was like, what the hell?
And one thing is like, they keep saying, we say, "Well, you getting paid by the Dems?" No, I have proof. I have total proof.
Oh, you get paid.
I don't get
but it's like
paid.
35 cents.
Yeah.
It's like it's. And I guess the big creators do make money. I'm not gonna knock it. I guess when
Oh
they
yeah,
have a live, it's
yeah, for sure.
there's
Yeah, I
money. And,
I think
I
all
don't-
of us
but-
do
Mike
this
makes
just
a
to
little
push
bit
the
of money.
information out. I don't think any one of
yeah,
us
we
would
do
it
this.
is hurting for
We
money.
do
I
this
just
for
think
two.
yeah. I'm
we
sorry.
do this
Go
for
ahead.
two reasons. No, you're on the right track, Tank. We do this for two reasons. One, because we don't shut up, because we can't, and two, we like to spread the word, and also the last point, I should say three, is for our mental health.
I was just gonna say.
Well, I
it's
do this for
therapeutic.
my mental health. I do this because I got a vent. Because it's, again, today has been a rough day for me health wise, but to watch what set me off today is watching Chuck Schumer sell out the American people and telling us it was good for us.
Yeah.
That
well,
literally was, here's a bottle of castor oil, suck on it, it's good. No, it's not.
no,
I
it's
know
not.
it's not.
It's not, but you know what? We can all breathe easy because we don't have JD Vance dress pants herpes. So we can all breathe easy because we don't have
That's why
that.
that's why they invented angel flights in the 80s, in the 70s, sir. So,
I think he
no
just
cuffs.
when he pulls them off, they just stand up and they just walk themselves into the trash can.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say something that may sound absolutely, I don't know whatever to describe it. Have you ever seen a bunch of men who say they're manly dress as unmanly I've ever seen men dress? Is it me?
That was the 1980s.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Most men don't have to say that they're manly, right? Their existence says it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you don't have to. There's no like if you're trying to prove you're an alpha male, you are not a man.
Exactly.
And the rest of us go, dude, just shut up. You're embarrassing me.
Yeah.
Shut
And not
up.
for nothing, but there's a lot of like decent men who are metrosexual who groom their eyebrows, who do things that get manicures. That doesn't. They're not less of men because of that. They just
You're right, because
take
that's what
pride
I
in
do.
appearance. There's nothing wrong with that.
You just described me. Hey, uh,
Good,
but
good.
I'm all man though. But I don't go
T,
around.
I'm glad to hear that.
You just see it, right? Like I don't say it. You just see it. You know what I mean?
It's how
Yeah.
you carry yourself, not what you talk about.
Yeah.
Every time I go around, somebody says, "God, you smell so good," or whatever, and what cologne is that? Or you look at the nails. But
Old
that's because
Spice.
that's
Well,
Spice.
no.
no one ever says that to me because I smell like a sewer. So
No, you do. You do. I know. I live
Smell
with
like
you.
shit.
I use that Valentino or sometimes Versace. But anyway, I was raised by a single mom, right? And I have four sisters, three
Right.
sisters.
Right.
So I kind of
you are
adapted some of that. You know what I
you
mean?
are
But I'm
the epitome of grooms and
yeah.
and
So
manicures.
I'm still a man though.
hey T,
No, no doubt, T, no doubt.
hey T, you know who I was raised by?
Who is that?
A rat and like 4 turtles in a sewer.
And look how
That
you
Oh
turned
explains a
out.
lot.
God.
That
Yeah, but
explains a lot.
look how you turned out though.
Yeah.
Oh God. And everyone's the theme from Teenage Mutant Turtles just dropped in my head. Thank you very much for that.
And it's gonna live
Um,
there for the next 24 hours. Sorry,
and
Will.
it's that's fine. No, trust me, big fans here at the house. We the kids, my kids grew up on that. But here, I'm going to change the subject real quick as we end because I want to lighten everything up. Um, I'm a big fan of TV. Has anyone watching Daredevil Born Again
No.
come back?
No.
If you haven't seen it, check out Daredevil itself, the TV show. But they had something I had not seen in a long time. They had a Puerto Rican superhero.
What? No.
It was
No,
What's
no.
it,
White
Fuck
Tiger.
no.
Lucha?
Fuck no. We can't have Puerto Rican superheroes.
They
No,
can
no.
only be
yeah. Well,
That's
he,
not. We can't fucking have that shit. Fuck no.
yeah.
They got it.
No, yeah. The problem is like he went the way of a Puerto Rican superhero would go in New York. I'm kind of spoiler for you if you don't know what I'm saying. But it was kind of nice to see it because when the character, because my dad was from the island. Okay, he used to talk about living there and the beauty of it and all that. Barinque, the whole thing, right? I was born here in California, in the U.S. But what happened is that he talks about it, about his island, the island, and I heard my dad, and it made me feel happy because he sounded just like my dad when he talked about the island, that faraway look, all that. It was really nice. And that's the thing that they keep trying to take away from us is that type of culture, that remembrance. Doesn't mean to be American doesn't mean you have to be European. It means you can be American with everything else with you. That's important. That really matters in the
Kamala
end
talked about that a
for
lot.
everybody.
Kamala talked about that
Yeah.
in her speeches a lot. That you want to see people that represent you. When you doing
Yes.
business or in school or whatever, not one sided. And he's taking us back to the one sided approach, right?
And they're trying to eliminate everyone else. Because the thing about it, you can't eliminate the past. It's there.
Hey,
I mean,
T, I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
disagree.
TJ.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't want to see the fucking honky ass motherfuckers that represent me. I'm
Well,
just gonna be honest with you.
they
I don't
do.
want to see these motherfuckers.
They do.
None of
What's
them.
that?
Says
What
says,
did Tucker,
says TJ, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Yeah.
Carlson
These
said?
honkies, these honky ass bitches that fucking represent me. Fuck that. I don't want to see them.
Yeah, no, I get it. But Tucker Carlson said that if he has to go to do surgery and there's a female black surgeon, he's going to feel that she's less qualified than anybody else. So
Yeah.
that's where they are.
Yeah.
Crock.
So
Because
let
they're
him die on
But you
that
know what?
raid table. Good
I'm
luck
gonna
with that.
I'm
I
gonna
would
bring
go
up
to
a
once.
memory. I'm gonna bring up a kid memory here. Anyone watch, if you're old enough, remember Sanford and Son?
Oh
The
yeah.
show?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
Religiously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was an episode where Fred had to go to a dentist, and a black dentist came out, and he didn't want him. He wanted the white dentist. I remember that episode,
Right.
and
But
the black dentist was way more qualified than the other guy, and I just thought that was amazing, ironic on that.
so
Even as
you
a
think
kid, I
that
knew that was
Do you think
Yes,
the
it
writers
did.
were? Do you think the writers were making a point?
Oh,
Or
they
do you
were
think
this
the
time.
Oh
writers
yeah, of
were
course.
trying to do some what they call hidden racism?
No, they were trying to make a point. They made a
Okay.
good point. On that show, there was one time, I never forgot this. He went to traffic court. I don't know if you saw the episode. It's
Hell
another
yeah,
episode
I
that sticks
did.
in my head.
I
You know
hell
which one
yeah, I
I'm talking
saw that.
about? And he went on a speech, and he, on network television, dropped the N word.
He did.
Do you remember that?
Oh
He
yeah, he
did
dropped it a
that
couple times.
a couple of times on that episode, make it a point of the people in the courtroom and the judge sitting on the bench.
He said, "You see all those?"
And it,
Yeah, I seen that.
yeah, and the
Speaking of
point
those
is
old
that was the 70s, and they did that stuff. They
speaking
really
of those
did.
old TV shows and what they did in the 70s, did you ever see the episode? Well, actually, it was 2 episodes of Archie Bunker
I was just
where
God,
where there was the transgender
no, I didn't see that one.
guy who is a woman, and Meathead actually really befriends her,
Oh God,
and she ends up getting beaten to death. And they had like Archie and Edith had made like really good friends with her, and it was like a very heart wrenching episode where like she dies and they are all heartbroken, and Archie being like Archie, as we all know he was, is like racist and it, obviously like a completely like what would be a Trumplefuck now. He was devastated because he was friends with her and him as a man and her as a woman, and he knew what was happening. And when she gets they find her like beaten to death, like it was a devastating like episode. It was 2 episodes, and it was really heartwarming. It was really like way ahead of its time. Way
yeah,
ahead of its time.
I've seen him
And they,
out
go
of
ahead.
character once, and he says, "You guys got to remember, my name is Carol O'Connor. I'm not Archie
Yeah.
Bunker."
Yeah,
He
not
said, "I play that on TV." He said, "But there is no place for that in America."
yeah.
So that kind of made me feel a little bit better after I saw that, especially
Yeah,
Right.
but that time period was extremely
volatile.
racist and
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
It
and
was.
that
Well,
they had a lot of episodes that were extremely controversial for the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
And
brought
there's
it
a lot
together.
of
They brought
pushback
it all
from Edith
together.
as being a housewife because she loved her housewife life,
Yep.
but she pushed back a lot of like wanting to do her own thing.
Right.
There was a lot of controversy with like race, and I mean there's a lot of stuff, and
Yeah,
they did it really well.
And then the
Well, there was
Jeffersons.
another.
and they couldn't.
How
Remember
about
the
The
Maud?
Jeffersons.
Oh,
the
the
Jeffersons
moving
and
on up.
Archie
Maud.
Bunker finally
Maud,
met.
yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yes.
I mean, Maud hit on
And
abortion.
yes.
Maud hit on that was a big
And
one on
but,
abortion. There was
but
yeah.
you have to understand those days in the 70s, and that's why we did a lot of progressive stuff back in the 70s. You didn't have social media that would flip out, freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
couldn't get
Like,
away
those
with
were-
half of that today because they freak out. They freak out over Disney fucking films now
Right.
because they need followers or whatever. It's-
Oh, because
it-
we're all woke.
Well, back then we had to get up and turn the TV with wire pliers. Remember? So
yes.
we didn't have no social.
Yeah, when that knob
So
comes
I
off,
was
you got no
I was
choice.
the
Got
remote
to stick
control
him in
for
that
many
hole.
years.
So yeah,
All right. So
I mean,
who saw that the Enola Gay had to be taken out of?
Oh my god!
we
Did
talked
you see
about
the
that a couple
Rachel
weeks
Maddow
ago.
video
Yes.
of it? Oh my god, her commentary on that whole thing is hysterical. Because at one point, I guess in I think it was 2018, there was also another episode of a similar situation where they like flagged gay, but at that point they flagged gay to say if anything that's gay is homosexual. So there was like a celebrated veteran who like he was, I don't know if he was a general, but he was like a high up whose name was like John Gay. I can't remember his first name, but it was like John Gay. And they were replacing gay with homosexual. So every article he was in, it replaced it with homosexual. So his name was John Homosexual. And
Oh my God.
Rachel Maddow.
It's the dumbest shit
if
ever.
you
I
can
mean, it
find
really is.
Rachel Maddow's video on the whole Enola Gay thing. It is unbelievably hysterical.
Yeah. Whose
And
video is that? Rachel Maddow?
Right, Rachel Maddow, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
now
saw
I gotta
that.
find out.
I was literally crying watching the video because it's so freaking hysterical.
On that beautiful note of the incompetency that we're all fighting against, I'm going to call it a night. Guys, thank you for popping in out of nowhere. Thank you for letting me vent with this stupidity. We're still going to come out on the right side, regardless.
Oh
As
yeah.
simple as that. And
Of
so
course,
I
we're
appreciate
all
you.
going to come out a lot poorer, apparently.
Well, and then we just have to rebuild it. And hopefully our kids will have a better life after we get through this. But
No,
because
that is
one thing you have to remember, if you burn a forest, the seeds do open up and it grows bigger and better. So think of it that way too.
don't forget,
Um,
Trump.
yes, sir.
That was false information. We can't spread false information, right? Trump said, and I quote, "We're going to be so rich we won't know what to do." End quote.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Okay. With that said,
well, with that
that
said,
being said,
TikTok.
TikTok shop, TikTok shop,
TikTok
TikTok
shop.
shop,
Dick shop.
TikTok shop,
TikTok
Talk
shop.
shop.
Hey, listen.
shop.
With that being said,
Yeah.
we can't spread false information. So, JD Vance, he's over at Ashley Furniture,
Stop it.
enjoying himself
Stop it.
with all the couches over there. So, I don't want to spread misinformation, but I'm just telling you.
I heard he bought a couch on TikTok shop.
Yeah,
God.
he buys couches on TikTok Shop
And
by
pillows.
the dozens, so I don't want to
I
spread
heard his
misinformation.
new love.
When I get the warning, I'm going to send it to all of you so we can see it. Just so you know.
Well,
All
Well, we're
right,
just
guys.
talking about. Hey, Will, we're not doing anything wrong.
Yes,
We're
sir.
talking about couches and TikTok Shop.
TikTok shop.
I got a
So-
warning for mentioning
right.
Gary, Indiana last night.
You did.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Again, you can find me on Binder38US on TikTok, Binder30US on YouTube. If you missed the live, it will be up on YouTube tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Take care and don't get in trouble. But I know that ain't gonna happen. Be
I'm
safe.
about to get in trouble. So
Take care. Bye.
Love you guys.